Hey, today I'm going to talk to you about The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. Okay? This game so far in the timeline is the final game in the timeline. And it's the most recent to come out besides the the Ocarina of Time 3D and the new one coming out, Skyward Sword, which I am just really excited for. I mean, I'm going to get it and it's going to be amazing. But the one thing I like about Spirit okay, sorry, I got a cough, but I love lots and lots of things about Spirit Tracks. I really loved how you had the interactive gameplay where you got to play the virtual pan flute, and I mean, I really liked the virtual gameplay, and I liked the whole story to it. I mean, I didn't like this. I mean, the story. I mean, since it's basically the last game in the timeline, the thing I didn't like about it is it didn't have a lot of, like, it didn't talk a lot about previous Zelda games, like in how Twilight Princess, it did talk a lot about Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, yet, and even in Wind Waker it talked about Ocarina of Time, but, in the Spirit Tracks, all it really mentions about is Zelda, about how her grandmother used to play the pan flute to her, which is Tetra, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Tetra is her grandmother, and it talks about how it talks about it doesn't really talk anything about Link, but it talks like a little about how, and you see the picture of Nico and how he was young, but really it has no reference really to any Zelda game other than Phantom Hourglass and the Wind Waker a little. But other than that, um I really liked a lot of the battles. I liked how you had a lot of side quests. That way, even when you end the game, you can keep going because there are a lot of side quests to do. Um, which I actually had erased my game. I don't know why though, but like I just loved a lot of things about that game, and it was just really amazing. I mean that was probably I mean I got it. I Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. I'm sort of tired. I mean, I know in the background it looks like it's the middle of the day, but it's actually like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. Um, but I liked the gameplay. I liked everything about it, but there were a couple things that I didn't like about it. I didn't like that you had to travel from train, so sometimes it took a while to get to a place that you needed to go, and sometimes you'd have to transport things, and side quests especially, to a whole nother part of the tracks, and the whole nother side of the place. When you think about it, Spirit Tracks is sort of the whole setup of the game is sort of like Termia from, I don't know if I said it right, but from Majora's Mask. Because you have something right in the center, and then around it you have the four regions. You have ocean, fire, ice, like the mountains, and oh, I can't think of the last one. Even forest, of course. Which forest to swamp, ice to mountains, ocean to ocean. Man, I just realized something. The Wind Waker is like the only Zelda game without a freaking water temple. I hate water temples though, they're complicated, and especially in Ocarina of Time. Oh, okay, back to Spirit Tracks. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic, but I mean, it's really a lot like Termia, and it really could actually be, since it's not found on the original Hyrule. It takes place in New Hyrule, and I mean, that could be a huge. It really could be Termia many years later, even though the one reason it probably couldn't be Termina is because Termina is a lot is a lot smaller than um a lot smaller than it is in Spirit Tracks and New Hyrule. But okay, a couple down things to the game is to me it had a really disappointing final boss. It wasn't that hard of a boss. It was easy to beat. I think I did it on my first try. Except for when like you had to avoid the rocks from hitting Zelda. That took me a couple tries, but the final boss was pretty easy, which is disappointing. But I other than that, the game was really good. I liked everything about it. It wasn't a lot of disappointing parts. I think it gives you more of an option in that game, especially with the alternate ending. And another thing I didn't like about it is it completely cut out the heart pieces, and it just had the heart containers. I actually, in a way I don't like it, but in a way I do like it because it's easier to get hearts. But in the same way I don't like it because it takes away from classic Zelda gameplay. Which, if you notice, Zelda games keep getting easier and easier. So, I hope Skyward Sword isn't like really easy. I hope it's a bigger challenge. So, sorry I've been boring you, but you ate all the Zelda fans and have a nice night.